Hello, finance accounting students. So what we're going to take a look at now is amounts transferred from your spouse. So these would be amounts for tax credit purposes that you or your spouse couldn't use to further bring your taxes down to nil because you already brought them down to nil. So you got these tax credits that are being unused. Uh, in other words, you could have used them if your income was higher. So the lower income spouse can transfer certain credits over to the higher income spouse who would need them to lower their taxes. So we've got the age amount that can be transferred, child amount, which was federally discontinued in 2015, but some provinces still have the child amount for provincial taxes, and the pension amount, disability amount, and the tuition, textbook, and education credits, which we already talked about, and we already explored how to transfer those amounts over to a designated person. So, of course, the last note here says what I reiterated before, reduced by any amounts the spouse needs to use their tax credits sorry, not tax credits, but to use to get their taxes owing to nil. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. So we've got Kevin D. Old Guy is 67 years old. He has net income for tax purposes of $40,000 in 2019. Part of his income is $15,000 from a pension plan. Well, why don't we just put into the tax return what we already know? And so what we know is that I'm going to put some income in here. I'm going to put in $25,000 of income. We're just going to call it employment income. We got 15,000 is from a pension. So I'm going to put just that amount right there. Okay, so we got $40,000. Right. So we've got, I'm just going to carry this through. With no deductions here to bring our income down. So our net income is going to be the same as our income for tax purposes. So this is our total income, 40,000. Net income is 40,000. And we're not going to have any of these amounts to change our taxable income. So our taxable income is going to be the same. So it says line 23600 minus 25700. Well, that's just going to be 40,000. Okay. Let's go to the next step here. Finally, it's step 5. So everybody gets the basic personal amount. So put that in here. I don't even know why we have to fill it in if we get it. Age amount. So we have to use the worksheet to calculate the wage amount. So let's go to our worksheet here. Go down to our age amount. So our maximum claim is $7,494. We're supposed to put our net income in here. Notice how it doesn't say taxable income, it says net income. Okay, so our base amount is $37,790, so we're gonna have to subtract that from 40,000. Bring up my calculator here. 40,000 minus 37,790. So we have 2,210. Okay, multiply the amount on line 4 by 15%. So times 0.15, 331, 331.50. And that is going to be subtracted from our 7,494 to bring our age amount down to minus 7,494. So 7,162.50. 7,162.50. Okay, so we'll put that on line 3,100 of our step 5 of our tax return here. Okay, so next, spouse or common law partner amount, complete on Schedule 5. So spouse or common law partner amount. I'm just going to ignore this here. Our marriage didn't change, so I can ignore that. We don't, if our spouse has a disability, we can increase our spouse amount by $2,230, but our spouse doesn't have a disability in this example. Add lines 1 and 2, we got 12,069. Oh, typo there. There we go. Sources to put their net income in here. So we've got 5,000 net income. And as you recall, in the question, her net income for tax purposes, as well as taxable income, is $5,000. Okay, so we're supposed to do line 3 minus line 4, enter this amount of 3,300. So just use my calculator here. Oh, I still have that typo in there. How is that happening? Okay, there we go. That's better. I know you all were yelling at your computer handheld device. Hey, you still have that typo in there. I could hear you, even though I'm just a recording right now, and I'm not really Chad, I'm just a recording of him, but I could hear you. Okay, so this is the amount that we're going to be putting in on line 3,300 of our return, 7069. Okay, so we got that in there. Okay, so what we can also do while we're on in our worksheet is our pension income amount. Okay, so it says you may be able to claim up to $2,000 if you reported eligible pension, superannuation, or annuity payments on lines 11,500, 11,600, or 12,900 of our tax return. Well, did we put anything in there? Yeah, we did, as you may recall. Oops, scrolling problems. There we go. Here, line 11,500, we put $15,000 in there. So let's go back to our worksheet and take a look at this amount. Actually, where you're going to see this, if you just go line by line as well. Sorry, I'm jumping around a bit here, but if you just look like down the tax credit amounts, so we can just say yes or no, right? Amount for an eligible dependent. Well, our question doesn't have that, so that's no. Canada caregiver amount for spouse or common law partner or eligible dependent. That's for someone that we're looking after that's disabled. That's no. Canada caregiver amount for other infirm dependents age 18 or older. So that means that we're taking care of a dependent that's over 18 and they have a disability. That's not in the question, so that's no. Canada caregiver amount for infirm children under 18 years of age. Enter the number. So this is for children that are your dependent that are under 18. Do we have any of those? No. We don't have base CPP or QPP contributions through employment income. That's not in our question, although it's like, I mean, we do have some sort of income that could have been possible, but in the question, it's not there, so no. On self-employment and other earnings, so no CPP on self-employment is recorded, so that's no. Employment insurance premiums, no. On self-employment, no. Firefighters amount, no. Search and rescue volunteers amount, no. Canada employment amount, you know, we could do that. It's not a requirement in the question, but it definitely could be looked at. So enter 1,222 or the total of your employment income you reported on lines 10,100 and 10,400, whichever is less. So let's look at 10,100 and 10,400. 10,100, 10,400, or whatever's less. We have 25,000 or this, whatever is less. So I get to put in my Canada employment amount. So I get 1,222. Okay, let's go to the next line. Home buyer's amount, didn't buy a new home. Home accessibility expense. This is for, let's take a look at it, disabled. If you're disabled, complete this chart if you had eligible home accessibility expense and you are claiming this credit. For more information, go to line 31285 in the guide. Okay. So this is when there's a disability, but this is not part of our course, but I just took a look at it for your own curiosity reasons. Adoption expenses, not covered in this course. Pension income amount. Complete the worksheet for the return, maximum $2,000. Okay, so we finally got to this pension income amount, and we can fill it out. So let's go to that. Pension income amount in the worksheet. All right, here it is, pension income amount. So it didn't take long for me to go through the tax credits on the Schedule 5. You know, that's typically, if there isn't a lot there, then you can kind of scroll through those. So amount from line 11,500, well, we had 15,000. And then foreign pension income, we didn't have that. There's none of that in the question. Income from a U.S. individual retirement account, nothing. Amounts from a RIF, PRPP, no, not in the question. Add lines 2, 3, and 4, 0. Carry the 0 over, 0. Line 1 minus line 5, 15,000. Okay, annuity payments from line 12,900 of your tax return. Okay, that's nothing. Add line 6 and 7, 15,000. And enter 2,000 on line 31,400 of your return, or the amount on line A, whichever is less. Okay, wow. It's the same number. However, if you and your spouse or common law partner are electing to split your eligible pension income, enter the amount from line A of this chart on line A of form T1032, joint election to split pension income. Okay, I did this quite a bit for my clients. Actually, tax software has an optimization tool that optimizes this amount to reduce the couple's taxes to the minimum amount payable. So but we're going to ignore that because the question tells us to. So we're going to put $2,000 on line 31400 for tax return. 31400, 2000. Honestly, that part of the worksheet can be pretty simple. If you only have one Canadian pension and it's more than 2,000, then you know that the maximum you're going to put in is 2,000 here. Okay, disability amount for self is 0 because we don't have, that's not mentioned in the question. Disability amount transferred from a dependent, complete the worksheet for the return. That's something we can transfer, and it is in the worksheet, but not part of this course. So here's a disability amount for self, disability amount transferred from a dependent. Okay, so there's a transfer here in this worksheet for disability from a dependent, but we're not going to be doing that in this question. Okay, tuition, education, and textbook amounts. Oh, sorry, first interest paid on student loans. Nope, don't have that. Tuition, education, textbook amounts, not in this question. Wasn't the last question we did. Tuition amount transferred from a child. Now in the last question we did, remember we transferred part of our tuition amount over to our parent. So this is where they would put that in. I can't remember if I pointed that out to you in the last video, but if I didn't, this is where it goes. But we don't have that in this question. And amounts transferred from your spouse or common law partner, complete Schedule 2. Okay, so let's go to Schedule 2. There's Schedule 2. Sorry, that's Schedule 5, Schedule 2. Okay, so let's take a look at the first amount, age amount. If your spouse or common law partner was 65 years of age or older in 2019, if their net income is 37,790 or less, enter 7,494. Otherwise, enter the amount from line 3,100 of their return. Okay, well, our spouse's income was only 5,000, so we can enter in 7,494. Okay. Canada caregiver amount, that's not in our question. We don't have that. This is for infirm children under 18 years of age. Okay. This is a federal amount for infirm children that you can transfer over to your spouse. Pension income amount, enter the amount from line 31400 of their return. Maximum is 2,000. Okay, so 31400 of their return. Well, let's just go back and look at 31400 of our return. We had 2,000, says pension income amount, complete the worksheet. Let's just remind ourselves what this is. Pension income amount. So we would put 15,000 here, and then it says enter 2,000 on our return, or the amount on line A, whichever is less. So her pension income is, let's go back to the question, 3,000 in pension income. So we're going to be using the maximum of 2,000. Just a quick journey back to that worksheet to remind us what that is. Disability amount. We don't have a disability amount. It's not part of the question. Tuition amount, not a part of the question. Add lines 1 to 5. 9,494. Okay, so enter the amount of their taxable income from line 26,000 of their return if it is less than 47,630. Otherwise, complete part B of step 5. So it is less. So the income is 5,000. Okay, enter the total of lines 3,000, 3,800, all these amounts, and 3,300 of their return plus line 11 of their schedule 11. Well, what are they asking us for? So let's go back here. These are tax credit amounts. So talking about 3,000, this one, this one, this one. Well, let's just pull this over here and take a look here. Oh, let's see. I'm just playing around with viewing. Oh, come on, thing. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can get this list and this showing at the same time. Is that possible? Get rid of that. Squish this. All right, so we're supposed to enter the total of these lines here. Oh, my face is in the way. Get rid of that. So these are just all these tax credits, 3,000, 3,800, 3,100, all these amounts here. So I'm just going to put in one. I'm going to put in 12,069. That's the basic personal amount. And what you'll notice is that it completely wipes out my taxable income, right? So I don't really have to look any further than that. We arrive at 0. We put 0 here. And the amount that I can transfer to my spouse or common law partner is all of this, all of it, 9,494. So just like in the last video, the way that you use the education tax credit is you want to bring your taxes to 0. So our partner's taxes already are 0 because they've got tax credit amounts of 12,069, which is bigger than her income of 5,000. And these are both, so this income would be in the 15% tax bracket, and our tax credit amounts are multiplied by 15%, and that would get us to a reduction in taxes greater than the taxes owing. So our spouse doesn't need these tax credits, so they're going to get transferred to us. So it says line 6 minus line 9, 6 minus 9. If negative, enter 0. Enter this amount on line 32600 of our tax return. So this is 9,494. All right. I'm going to put this back here. There we go. Amounts transferred from your spouse. Make this bigger. Okay, 32,600 of our tax return. Okay, we did what this schedule told us to do. Okay, and essentially this is how we would do that, how we do the transfer. Okay, let's add up. We might as well finish our step 5, which used to be called schedule 1. Might as well finish that up. Why not? Let's do the work. Let's get to work. 12,069 plus 7,162.5 plus 7,069 plus 1,222 plus 2,000 plus 9,494, 39,016.50. Okay, and that's that's all of our tax credit amounts times 15%. So our total tax credits going to be 5,852.48. All right. So that is transfer of our credits that our spouse couldn't use over to us. That's how you do that. All right, so that is that video, and I'll be doing another video. Hopefully I'll be able to upload this, the next video soon as well. All right, good job, students. Carry on, keep going. You can do it. See you later.